Hi, my name is Megan, and today I'll be reviewing Knit Picks Comfy Yarn. It's a 75% pima cotton, 25% acrylic blend that comes in fingering, sport, and worsted weight. Now, before I get into the review, I want to let you know that I am not affiliated with Knit Picks at all. I just have used this yarn a lot and wish that I had knew some information before placing large orders for it. So I hope you find this information helpful. So overall, I give this yarn a 6 out of 10. I'm going to talk about the positives first and then go into the negatives. Some of the pros are that this yarn is definitely affordable, it's really widely available online as well, and it comes in a million different colorways that are really saturated and consistent with their color. So this shawl, for example, was knit with 7 different balls of the Knit Picks Comfy worsted yarn, and of course I purchased the same colorway, but even among other major yarn brands, they wouldn't have the consistency that Knit Picks Comfy does. So you would not be able to tell where I switched yarn skeins for my seven different balls for this shawl. So the color consistency is really great. I also want to let you know that the stitch definition is very nice with the Knit Picks Comfy. You can see here that I've got stockinette as well as a large cable, and everything just turned out really beautifully, very even, lovely stitches. So I can't say enough good things about how this yarn really looks. It's super affordable, beautiful colorways, great stitch definition, nice consistency among the color, and one of the best things is that it is machine washable and dryable. So it's easy care, perfect for home decor projects, baby projects, if you're gift knitting, charity, things like that. It's not going to be as warm as a wool yarn, but if you're looking for cotton, this one's actually pretty decent. Going into the negatives. The reason that this gets a 6 out of 10, because if it didn't have this problem, I would probably give it a solid 9 out of 10. The reason it gets a 6 out of 10 is that this yarn definitely has the tendency to pill, and it has a really bad problem of shedding while you're knitting with it. So what that means is that while you're knitting with it, you're going to get all these little fuzzies of yarn that come off. And so every row or two in your knitting, you'll have to do this with your fingers and get rid of all those little extra bits of yarn that are on your fingers. That also means that you're going to have serious pills on your knitting while you're doing it. And so you're going to need to use a gleaner, use a pill shaver, find a way to really get those little bits and bobs out of your finished product if you want it to look really nice and professional. Along the same note, because the yarn sheds pretty badly, it actually does affect your breathing. And so even now, while I'm doing this review, I can feel these little pieces of acrylic and cotton fibers sort of entering your airways. And so it definitely gets in your nose and your lungs. I cannot recommend this for somebody with asthma or other breathing related problems, just because the shedding from the yarn alone will really agitate you. I don't have any diagnosed breathing problems, but even I had problems knitting on this for more than an hour or so without realizing that I'm inhaling all of this blue fuzz, all this blue cotton fiber. So it's definitely not good if you have breathing issues or are sensitive to things like that. One other problem that I had, which is sort of a smaller problem, but nonetheless important, I feel that this yarn has a disproportionate amount of balls that have manufacturer's knots. So when the manufacturer is connecting two ends of yarn, they put a small knot in there, and I have found that Knit Picks Comfy has a lot of knots. So like I said, I used 6 different balls of Knit Picks Comfy worsted for this shawl, and 2 of them had knots in it. And that's really frustrating when you either have to cut out the knot and weave in more ends than you otherwise would, or if you have to sort of work in the knot into your knitting and hope that it doesn't show through. So I don't know what else to say about that. Overall, 6 out of 10 for this yarn. It is a workhorse yarn. It's very nice. It is soft to the touch, actually. That's one thing I forgot to mention. It doesn't hurt my hands like other cotton yarns have done in the past. I never felt like I had carpal tunnel or that my fingers were hurting. So it is actually a really soft cotton yarn compared to others. But because it sheds and pills like crazy, I can't give it anything higher than a 6 out of 10. So I hope you found this little review helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps other people find the channel and find out my yarn reviews. And I hope to see you next time. Keep knitting. Bye.